Cooking your way.
Welcome back to another episode of Cooking Your Way Through Life with me, Chef Drake. And today we're going to do a Southern staple, or at least in Georgia. I know it's something that my grandparents would always make growing up, and that is chicken fried steak with gravy. Now, it is country fried steak with gravy as well sometimes, but I've noticed that it's different in different places. But my grandmother used to always say chicken fried steak with gravy, so that's what we're doing today. I have some cube steak, which is the best steak to do this with. I'm gonna make a white gravy, which is why I have my milk here. And I'm gonna change some things out, so don't kill me. But yeah, let's get started. All right, so first thing I want to do is get my dredge ready because I'm going to go from eggs to flour mix into the pan. So I'm just going to get my eggs ready to go. I'm just going to crack them on a flat surface. And this is because I don't want any of my egg shells to actually go inside. So if you crack them on the side of things, it pushes the eggshell in. Crack it on a solid surface gives me a better crack without that happening. Little tip for you. I'm gonna use a fork here. And think about it. Need Little Mermaid's help. Gonna use a fork here to mix this all together. And that's gonna be my dredge. Now, I've actually seen this done many times with different things. You actually can do this really Southern style, which will be buttermilk, which I've done with the buttermilk fried chicken on here before. But I do notice that this is the part that I do keep in because it's a little bit nostalgic because my dad used to use eggs when he did this. This is one of the few recipes he actually would make for me. So I'll be excited, but also very disappointed that I'm going to be having steak again in this way. But let's get our eggs together and okay. So my dredge is ready, meaning my eggs are ready to go. But I do want to get my flour batter together as well. So in the flour, right now is just all-purpose flour, but I'm also going to put in some cornstarch. And in addition to that, we have some seasoning that's going to go in as well. You already know I had to make my own seasoning blend. All right. I'm just using a fork here. You can use your fingers or your hands as well, but I find that a fork works really well, or a whisk if you're doing a bigger batch, because you want that cornstarch incorporated. I like the cornstarch because it actually keeps the sauce, or in this case, the gravy. It really adheres well to the steak. So it's a little thing that I do. Not super traditionally Southern, but it's okay. That's why recipes are there, so we can follow along and break the rules. All right, wet and dry. Get our steak ready to go. And we're gonna go into our cast iron skillet. I am keeping that part traditional.
So, first things first is we need to get the steak dredged in the eggs that we did. Plus, we're going to go into the flour that we already seasoned. And then they're going to go into our cast iron skillet. Now, this part, take your time with it because this is your breading. This is like, honestly, one of my favorite parts of the dish. It's just that nice crispiness, that breadiness on the outside. So, take your time. Get it in. My recommendation is to do one hand as dry, one hand as wet. But then as you see, sometimes if you have a big piece of steak like I do, then, it's easy just to get in there with both hands. But if you're doing a lot of them, then it does just help if you keep one hand dry, one hand wet. It's okay. This time I'm doing just two pieces, so it's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to make sure that I put it into the oil, which is ready to go. That's also very important because we're ready to go, so it starts to cook right away. And then I get my second piece in. Now, second piece, you do the exact same thing. No extras here, no new reinventing the wheel, as I like to say. You're just doing the exact same thing over the second time. So I looked over and I was like, oh, am I going to put it into the wet? But it's okay because I don't have any more, so I can just keep going with both. Now, my first one went in a little bit earlier than the second one, so it's going to be done a little bit faster. If you are doing this and you know that you are doing it more than two pieces, if you have bigger pan or smaller pieces, then make sure you are taking your time. All right, after a little while, they cook. I flip them over. You see that nice golden brown? That's what I'm looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for. Gonna flip that second piece over. Same thing. I want a nice golden brown on that side as well. And now I have nice golden brown on both sides. So perfect, perfect, perfect. I still want these to cook through. I gotta finish cooking them, but they're pretty much where I want them to be. color wise and crispiness wise. Now they're done. I'm gonna take them out, put them on a plate. And since we're gonna get my gravy together right after this, then I'm okay. But if I wanted to hold these for later, then I'll actually just either put them in the oven, I'll finish cooking in the oven, or I just keep it on very low. But not the case today. I'm gonna start my gravy. So I poured out most of the oil, but I left some of it in there, of course, because that's the base for my gravy. And here's where it gets a little different. I am putting in onions and garlic. Now, I know this is not traditional, but look, guys, I'm just teaching you a different way to kind of enhance the flavor, as you would say. So little onions and garlic in there. I'm not trying to overcook my onions anyway, so adding the garlic in. I know that garlic can burn a little fast, but it's okay for today because I'm going to go ahead and add the flour in next. Now, if you make gravy at home, you already know that you use your oil, you add your flour in. But what you might not know is that you're basically creating a roux. Now, this is not a traditional roux that we would use in New Orleans, so to speak, for a gumbo, because we usually use not water, we usually use butter for that one, but we're just using oil. But a roux is equal parts fat and flour. So that's what we're doing here, because this is what thickens up our gravy. Now, once that happens, my heat is off, but the pan is super hot because it's a cast iron skillet. And here comes my milk. Now, this is what makes this into a white gravy versus a traditional brown gravy here. Now, in the sense of country fried steak, chicken fried steak, chicken fried steak is usually classified as having white gravy, and country fried steak is usually classified as having regular brown gravy. So this is where it kind of gets a little different depending on where you are. But yes, I'm making a white gravy because that's what traditionally my grandmother would make. So that's what we're doing today. What's happening right now, as you can see, is I'm continuously stirring. The heat is off, but my pan is still super hot. I don't want my milk to scald, but I want it to start to break down the oil and the flour. And now I'm re-seasoning. This is something that people don't do sometimes as well, but you need to re-season because you're eating the gravy. So I'm adding the same seasons that I added in for the dredging liquid, and I'm basically adding flavor into it. And now, as you see this sticking up, the last part here, this is what we're looking for. That's the gravy, right? Last part here that is super non-traditional, but also flavor increaser, flavor enhancer, as you could say, is that I'm adding in my cilantro. Now, you use cilantro, you can use parsley. I actually find that either one, just that nice little freshness there of herbs really helps, but I really like the cilantro in here for flavor. So that's it. We're going to get this gravy together and get it on top of our chicken fried steak today. So that's the texture we're going for right there. Let's go.
All right, guys. So we have our steak ready. Just transferring one piece here to the plate. As I mentioned, don't do this at home. I don't feel anything anymore, so nothing's hot to me. But right here in the middle, and then I'm going to get my gravy. Gravy. Not my favorite thing, but I will admit this one's not bad. All right. And there's your country fried steak with gravy, or chicken fried steak with gravy, whatever you call it, where you're from. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below. What would you like for me to cook? Sorry, guys, so excited. I'm actually excited about eating country fried steak gravy. So it's gonna be a good night. I hope you have a great one. See you later.
And our dreams keep cooking to the end. They go cooking your way through life.
For watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something. You know what to do next. Please hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons below and have a great day.